Welcome to the Community Collective Podcast, a flip-flop agent production in collaboration with the Davison Area Chamber of Commerce. I am your host, Johnny B. Good.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Community Collective Podcast. Unfortunately, today it is just me. My co-host is busy working, but I am very lucky. I get to talk to one of my friends, Tiffini Bridget. Tiffini, welcome to the podcast today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Good. First of all, how's your day going? What have you done this week so far? I mean, I'm sure you're busy all the time with family and with work. What have you been up to?
I've been busy with real estate this week. It's been a pretty busy week. Just came from closing and I am heading out to show some houses after this and have a listing appointment after that and then a baseball game. So
Oh my goodness.
it's a
At least
whirlwind
it's
right now.
it is. At least it's a nice day to be outside and enjoy probably traveling around and being outside for baseball later.
Yeah, much better than monsoon we thought we were going to have tonight.
Oh my goodness. I can only imagine. So one of the questions that I always enjoy asking, and I feel our listeners are always curious to learn about, because there's a lot of things that when our guests come on, the community doesn't know. So Tiffini, start off. What is your background?
I've
Oh,
lived in Davison my entire life,
yeah.
born and raised. And so I've spent a lot of time in this town. I went to Davidson High School and then I went on to U of M Flint and got my bachelor's degree there. And then while I was going to U of M, I worked my way through school at Madden's Lounge.
All
So I
right. Yeah.
worked there for a long time, pretty long time actually. I think like 13 or 14 years. So it was more than working my way through school.
I know I've been to Madden's. I love it. It's a great atmosphere. But I imagine working there, not
Yeah.
only do you probably have great people you're working for, but you also get to probably see all your friends come in too. So it's probably
It's
a
such
nice
a
thing in that way, right?
wonderful, yeah, it was such a wonderful job. It's really less of a job and more of a family. That family is like my second family. They are incredible. And the people who frequented Madden's, it was less of a bar and more of a family. Really, everybody has known each other their whole lives, and you get to see them on Friday nights, and there with generations of people at the table. And it was just a wonderful environment. And I really truly feel like I built most of my real estate business by seeing all those people so often and having them know that I would take such good care of them with this big decision in their life as well. So
Yeah.
it
So when did you get into real estate? What got your interest in saying, this is what I'm passionate about? I know all of these people. I got to find homes for them,
yeah.
or like what?
Yeah, so it wasn't ever really I guess the passion of real estate has still maybe isn't. Of course I love selling houses. It's a fun thing to do, but it's less about the houses and it's really more about relationships. I've always loved relationships. Like it's just something that comes really natural to me because I love people so much. And so it became something that like this is something I can help them with. And I pour into the people that are my clients. And in return, it ends up that I built this business from it. But no, I really didn't like wake up one day and say, oh, I want to sell houses. I met somebody years ago in 2017 that was like, you'd be really good at this and pushed me to get my license. And then I found my way through that and just really fell in love with, like I said, relationships and being around people.
And I think building on that I think this is one of the focuses that really am fascinating. Where I've got to know you is interaction in different community events. So,
Yeah.
what got you encouraged in enjoying getting involved in our community?
I said I'm born and raised here. My parents were really involved when we were younger too. My mom helped bring recycling efforts to the city of Davison when we were younger, and both my parents were on the board for the human flag when we did the bicentennial.
Oh, yes.
And
Okay.
so Yeah, I remember we had these t-shirts and the balloons out there and it was really cool. And so it's always been like in my blood. We like work with our community. And then when I was in high school, I was in a ton of service groups. I was in Key Club and one of the main people who started Key Club at our high school. And I was really involved in all of the different stuff in school. It's always been my jam. And then when I got to where I was older and now I'm like, my kids are going to school and I'm selling houses in this town. And obviously I'm just like, it's just natural for me to want to be involved in this stuff because I really do feel like it's just so important, especially in a town like ours where it's such a great town and there's so many great people in this town. It's really important for me to make sure that I'm giving back.
And I think that is such a wonderful thing. I think you start seeing people that are passionate about where we live. I moved to the Davison area, so I had to start over and start learning what's going on. But that is one thing I always noticed is that people find something they're passionate about and they're really committed to making sure they're
Hmm.
involved and they want to do
Yeah.
something in a community to make it a fun place to raise a family. And
Yeah.
and there's so many wonderful opportunities to like I know actually it's really funny. You mentioned the Key Club, and I just really learned more about the Key Club last year and interacting with them some throughout
Mhm.
the school year. Talking about an amazing group of kids and such a large group. I really noticed like they were doing like each month they had something they really wanted to focus on. They're getting involved in the community or giving back.
Yeah.
And definitely see, like, where that can build a great basis right there for a foundation for getting involved in learning more about your community. So that's interesting. I think that's a great thing right there is that you mentioned something like that and it still exists and you hope that goes into these younger kids, just like when you grew
Yeah.
up as an adult and start your own family. So yeah, and fun about the
Yeah.
bicentennial
Mhm.
human flag. I saw some pictures of that a while back, and it amazed me to see how organized and how
Yeah.
fascinating it was that a group did
Yeah.
this.
It was
So,
really cool to be a part of MS. It was even as a kid, I was young, obviously, but I remember it still to this day. And it was just an awesome thing to be a part of in this town. It really shows how it's always been like small but mighty. And obviously we're not as small as we used to be, but we're just very community oriented.
right.
So
So the community oriented, and I think this is a great example of the city of Davison has a downtown development authority, DDA. If we refer to it as a DDA, that's what it stands for. But Tiffany, you're on the DDA board. So tell me a little bit about that. How did you get involved with that? How long have you been serving? And what does the DDA do?
the brokerage, real estate enthusiasts, that's where I work. We recently, in the last couple of years, opened up a downtown office. And so the DDA is obviously, it's a small group it's a council of people that are representing the interests of the Dallas and Davis. As soon as we moved downtown, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to be on I want to be on the DA because I want to be involved in helping out with downtown in helping them make decisions and in helping them make this place great down here because I really feel like our downtown is awesome and I want more people to be able to see it. And so, yeah, I got involved in that. I think probably almost a year ago. I think we're coming up on a year. It hasn't been that long. I was one of the newbies. I think we've got some more newbies now. But I've been at it a little bit, and I think it's neat. A lot of the stuff that's happening down here and helping to make these businesses shine. So,
I agree. Our downtown's amazing. It is. And when I've walked down there or chamber things or walked around to meet business owners, it is. I feel like you turn a corner and there's more businesses. And you turn a corner, there's more. Anything from the bakery to
mhm.
other restaurants
Oh,
to attorney's offices, a jewelry store. There's so much downtown that it is. It has.
yeah,
I feel you have a lot to. Our downtown has a lot to offer for people.
yeah, I
So,
agree with you wholeheartedly.
so what do you feel like? What is the role of the DDA? What do you guys focus on? I've been to a few of your meetings, and I'm always feel like I'm learning new things. that group, the board has going on and learning more about your outreach into the community. So what's something that really sticks out in your mind that your group of the DDA has done recently?
Well, it's funny because I'm still learning all the time about what we do, and I didn't realize that within the DDA district, they really are responsible for maintaining and taking care of things like the parking lots and things. And I had never realized that before I got on the board. That the money that we're bringing in and that kind of stuff is all going towards stuff like we're doing the parking lots in Shepherd's Alley and all around right now. And people who have been downtown know that it really needed to be done. But we are responsible for doing that, and that the money that we bring is responsible for taking care of that. But it is really important for us to continue to raise money and to get money from obviously taxpayers and things like that. But what I love the most, I think, is the events that we have downtown. Those are growing up in this community, some of my favorite things that we did. And so like Pumpkin Fest and that type of stuff. Those are big things that the DDA does to bring in more people to our downtown area and shine a light on the businesses down there and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and I noticed that it's amazing to see that there's so many events that happen down there that bring people downtown, and it does promote it. I think I've noticed it's starting to bring in more people from surrounding communities to enjoy it because we do have such a wonderful
agreed.
downtown.
I agree.
So now this is something that I've always been curious to ask DDA members. If you had unlimited resources, this is just hypothetical, what would be the first project did you say, this is what I want to do downtown Davison? If you had unlimited resources as a group.
Oh, geez. Honestly, Travis, I really would love to see us beautify our downtown and not just our downtown like Main Street and stuff, but even M15 and stuff. I'd love to see us really make the exterior of Davison match the interior because really our town is so wonderful and we have so many people that care so deeply about this town, but there are quite a few um, parts of it that need some facelifts.
I always thought it'd be love if I had those unlimited funds. I think it'd be so fun not only to do something like that, but like music speaker systems downtown where you're walking around and between business and there's music
Mhm.
playing downtown all the time. I think that would be amazing to see. And I think if you talk to each person on the DDA board, they probably have a different idea or that they would
Yeah,
love to hypothetically use unlimited resources for. Now, I know you guys are very limited on your funds and how they can be used. And being fiscally sound, you have to make the right decisions. But it is, I agree. Go through so many downtowns and you really get so many ideas of what great potential we have to build
yeah.
onto what's already downtown. And I think that's a great start to really get conversations going with people. And you guys want that. You guys, I feel like at your DDA meetings, you want to have business owners or residents
Oh,
attend the shared
absolutely.
ideas.
Absolutely. We would love nothing more than a full house every time because here's the thing. We're all business owners too, and we're not doing this for any other reason than we just want to see Davison thrive. I'm there to help with that. And I'm just as big as everybody else, but I think that the more people we have that showed up and cared, that the better, right? It just helps with everything, so that way we can get everybody's input. And sometimes we had a full house a little while ago, and people were giving their input, and it was like so amazing. This was like, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, and maybe we can look into that. Maybe we should look into this. And so we're all just doing the best we can. And I think that's what we want from everybody is just to come in and do the best you can and come in as much as you can and help out with some ideas and help out with your volunteering if you can.
The DDA meets at Davison City Hall in the downstairs boardroom. And I think it's the third, if anyone who's
Yes.
interested in attending and asking questions, it's the third Wednesday of the month
Third
at, I
one.
believe, at, is it 6:30?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone that's interested, I'm sure just attend and listen and learn. go show up at the city hall in the downstairs conference room on the
It's
third Wednesday.
30. Yeah, I think you're right. Hold on. Let me just, yeah, it's 6:30. Would love to have anybody who wants to come. Always lively discussion.
It is,
You've
and it's
been
a
to a
good
couple.
yeah, and you know what? You have a great group of people, and I think that's the nice part
Yeah.
is each of those board members come from a different background and have a different
Yeah.
way that they're investing in the community with their
Yeah.
business and their time. And I think that what makes it such a unique group is you guys aren't
Absolutely.
all exactly the same.
I totally agree. It's a unique board and it's a fun board. And I've been in several and I really enjoyed this so far. I think everybody on it has great contributions and they all help out as much as possible. It's pretty full right now, so that's good. And yeah,
It is. So Tiffany, I know we've covered it a little bit over the conversation, but if you could pick one thing that you and your family really enjoy or is your favorite part of our community, what would you and your family choose as your favorite part?
wow.
It's hard. I
I
know. I
think
agree.
that it's been changing over the years because when my boys were little, like Pumpkin Fest was our favorite thing. Pumpkin Fest has always been one of my favorite things in Davison. Like, it's just I got old shirts from like when we were kids that we used to have. My parents always brought me and everything. But I have always really enjoyed the Festival of Flags too, and I think as my kids get older, they really enjoy it more and more too. It's a fun event to take your family to, and the parades that we have with all the community involvement and seeing everybody we know downtown is just so much fun.
And
It's awesome. And my kids are really involved in sports. We do a lot of sports stuff, but like those two events are things that we never miss.
no, I completely agree. It's a hard thing to decide. We have young kids as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like our community offers something almost like every season. There's something like
No,
new to
they do.
do.
We have some awesome like trunk or treats, and the brokerage has been a part of just everything. I mean, that the Christmas downtown this year was off the hook. It was
Oh,
amazing.
it was.
There's so many people there this year. I couldn't believe it, how much fun it was. And we had a line out the door of people who were coming to get hot chocolate. And I walked outside at one point and I was like, I cannot believe how many people are here. This is
I know.
amazing.
It is. I
It's cold
completely agree.
out.
Look,
Like,
I know.
I thought it was
Because I also
cold.
I we love Stuff My Girl's Place because you had hot chocolate, but you also had the bonfire outside and one of the
Yeah.
smokeless things. And that was good because it was a quarter evening, so it felt nice just to stand there for a few minutes. And I noticed
Yeah.
your all's group, I know you're so involved. And even at the Festival of Flags parade, I believe you guys were passing out pizza to people
Yes.
too. I
Peter
think and
Good
that's
was actually.
yeah, Jenna, so, like,
It's
it shows
awesome.
you guys as a team, your group is out there everywhere, doing so much, not even just always downtown, but you guys are expanding out everywhere, just showing up. And I think that, Tiffany, I appreciate people who, like yourself and everyone else that serves on a community board that's willing to take time just to invest in our community and just come up with fun ways to get people to either go downtown or to promote the local businesses. Because I know the DDA, not only do you guys support local events, but you're also promoting local businesses and business owners who are our neighbors. And I think that's amazing about the
Yeah.
DDA.
Yes. I agree. Thanks, Travis. And honestly, you have been such an awesome part of our community lately. I have to say, it is so refreshing to have somebody who cares as much as you do. And it really does show. You have been everywhere. And obviously, we see you because you're everywhere, but it is awesome to see somebody who cares about this community as much as you do.
Thanks. It's one with my family and I moved, my wife and I moved here and we started our family because we did. We noticed there's so much going on and we want to be part of it. So I love it because I get to make new friends everywhere I go and there's so many businesses that I get to learn about. And I think that's the fun thing
Yeah.
about our community is there's always, we're a growing group, but we're also one that is still staying together with our community events and coming together in a positive way. So well, good. Tiffany, I really appreciate you taking some time today to be on the Community Collective podcast. And thank you so much. Tiffini Bridget for coming in, sharing a little bit about your background and your passion for downtown Davison and everything that you've done. So thank you, Tiffini.
Yeah, thank you. I think this is really cool what you're in here. And just keep plugging away, keep working on our community with us. I love it so much.